What so many pool players do wrong is in the way they get down on the shot. And if you think about it, when you're down on the shot, you can only see one part of your shaft, the front part of the shaft. So we're kind of taking for granted that the whole cue is down on the line, but that's not always the case. So while you're down on the shot, everything can look perfect, but you're not factoring in the entire pool stick, and particularly the back of it. And this results in missing relatively easy shots and having no idea what you did wrong. And even players who know that you're supposed to get down on a shot in one robotic motion can still see a perfectly straight in shot and miss it because they're not factoring in the back of their pool cue. You have to back up from the shot a couple of feet and see the shot line with your whole cue, not just the front of your cue. Now, if you do this and you get down on the shot and it just does not look right, something is off, then don't adjust while you're down. Stand back up, and restart the whole thing. What you did wrong was in your muscles and getting down on the shot, not your aim. So it's very safe to say that you have to train these muscles to do things right every single time. If this is all new to you, it's going to feel awkward. Pool is not a natural thing. We don't come out of the womb just knowing how to do it. We have to train our bodies, and usually that means feeling awkward. Something's not right. So you should really videotape yourself from behind and see if your whole stick is down on the right line. So after years of doing it right, you're just going to know what it feels like to get down on the right line. And this is where the pros are at. They know that they're on the right line, and they know that they're not just looking at what they think might be the right line. And this is why they're not real pronounced at doing this. But if you watch Efren Reyes videos when he was in his younger years, you can see it's very pronounced, and it also is with Shane Van Boning, and Mika Immonen still does it to this day on almost every shot he gets down on. Now, I have to assume for this video's sake that all your other basics are right and your stroke is straight. But one of the reasons you might not be playing to your potential is because you're not getting down on the ball on the right line. And in other cases, if you're a seasoned player and you know all this, you're not seeing the whole line from the back of the cue to the front of the cue, and you're not getting the back of the cue also down on the right line. So here we see the object ball line and the contact point and where we have to hit with the cue ball, and that's from the object ball to the pocket and straight back to the nearest intersecting round. That's the straight in line. And now if we look at the shot line, we're shooting directly at that contact point on that object ball. So that's through the cue ball and back further away from the table. If we back up from the shot, it should be at least as far as the length of your cue. And don't forget the backswing, so it should actually be even further back than the length of the cue, and that is from the cue ball. If you don't have a good camera that you want to set up in back of you, or you don't have a great pool instructor standing in back of you and carefully analyzing you, then I just recommend setting up long, straight in pool shots and shooting them with dead center cue ball after getting down the right way on the shot line. Now, again, this video assumes that your stroke is perfectly straight, which is rare in itself. And if you find you did everything right and you got down right and you still missed the ball, I guarantee you have a flaw in your stroke that you have to straighten out first and then come back to this video and start working on getting your whole cue down on the right line. And also know that while you're backed up from the table, you have to walk into the right line. So if you're right-handed, your right foot should be in line with that shot line. And one last thing before I shut this down is this also applies to the break, and especially the break because it takes more precision than any other shot in pool.